Hey there, and welcome back to Crystal Talks. It's Katie and Cynthia here. We are diving into June birthstones today. And in these birthstones videos, we always talk about traditional birthstones of the month and we talk about crystal birthstones. So every month, there's those traditional birthstones, which you've most likely heard of, and we dive into what they mean, the energy they have, how they align with the month. And then we also share some crystal birthstones that maybe you haven't heard of, but it's a great way to align with the energy of the month and kind of harness what's going on this time of year. So, June birthstones today. Before we get started, be sure to hit subscribe so you don't miss us for any of our future episodes. We're here every month with a birthstone episode, every week with a new episode, always talking about crystals, talking about essential oils, nature's magic. So, hit subscribe and you won't miss us. Let's dive into it. June is my birth month, so I will say I am certainly partial to June. It is definitely one of my favorite months of the year. It arrives with this soft, reflective energy where May kind of invited the heart to open. June gently deepens that connection, guiding you inward. There's like a quiet awareness in this month. It brings in the invitation to listen more closely to your emotions, your intuition, the subtle shifts happening within you, maybe a little bit more of a communication inward. It's a time of transformation, but not the kind that asks you to push or force, more like a natural unfolding, like the light shifting on the water, revealing something new in each moment, kind of like a gentle breeze blows through June. June's birthstones support emotional balance, intuitive connection, and personal transformation. They invite you to trust what you feel, honor, and what is changing and moving within your own inner rhythm. So, again, I love June. I love June's energy, but I am a June baby. So, let's dive into our traditional birthstones. First, June has two. Cynthia, you want to kick us off with the first one?
Well, the first one is pearl, which is a stone of emotional wisdom and inner calm. As most of you know, it's usually white, although there are varying colors, and kind of has a iridescent luster to it. Pearl carries a soothing, nurturing energy. It feels both gentle and very deeply supportive. It's formed within water, of course, and reflects the quiet strength of emotional depth and resilience. This is a stone of emotional balance. It helps you soften into your feelings without becoming overwhelmed, creating space for clarity, compassion, and understanding. Pearl also supports intuition in a kind of a subtle, grounded way. It doesn't amplify loudly, it refines quietly. There's quite a difference there, helping you hear your inner voice more clearly, which is, it's a problem for most of us in this busy world. Rather than seeking answers outside yourself, Pearl invites you inward, where the best answers always are, to the calm, steady wisdom that already exists within you. Pearl gives us emotional support by calming the emotional body, strengthening intuition, and nurturing inner peace. Tell us about Alexandrite, Katie.
Alexandrite is the second traditional birthstone for the month of June. It has a varying of colors. Sometimes it's green, sometimes it's more reddish, sometimes it's more like a purple pink. I've also known Alexandrite to kind of change colors a little bit depending on how the light hits it. So it's a pretty cool stone. It has the energy of transformation and inner alignment. It really carries a unique and powerful energy of change. It's known for its ability to shift colors, like I just said, depending on the light, reflecting many layers of transformation within your own life. June is definitely a month of transformation and layers, and so it really aligns with that energy. The stone supports you during times of transition, supporting you with your adaptation, realignment, moving forward with a greater awareness. It encourages emotional flexibility, the ability to shift perspectives without losing your center. Alexandrite is not about sudden change, it's about conscious transformation, where growth happens through awareness, reflection, and trust. It reminds you that change is not something to resist, it's something to move with, to flow with, to shift with. It really brings the emotional support of navigating change, strengthening adaptability, and aligning with your evolving self. So, really powerful energy there. Now it's time to dive into the crystal birthstones of June. Cynthia, what is our first one?
Moonstone. This is a stone of intuition and emotional flow. It's a stone that I have been fascinated with before, a long, long time before I took the deep dive into essential oils and crystals. Um, it carries a soft, luminous energy that deeply supports intuitive awareness and emotional flow. It invites you to connect with the cycles, both those within yourself and in the world around you. Um, Emotions are not something to control, and it's hard for us to remember sometimes. But rather, they should be looked at, I think, as something to understand and move through. So, this stone is especially supportive during times of emotional sensitivity or transition. It helps create a calm while encouraging gentle reflection at the same time. Moonstone reminds you that your intuition is always present, and it is. Believe that. Sometimes it simply needs some quiet space to be heard. Emotionally, it supports us by enhancing intuition, supporting emotional flow, and encouraging inner trust, all of which are very, very, very vital ways for us to be supported. What's up next, Katie?
Next up is Opalite, a gentle clarity and emotional flow energy. Opalite is a kind of luminous energy. It's soft. Its feeling is like a soothing light reflecting on still water. It's man-made stone, but I know we've said this before in our videos, and a man-made stone doesn't mean it's a bad stone. It's still a stone that was divinely created, in my opinion. It's a stone that was divinely created to bring us the energy that the stone provides. So its energy is often experienced as calming and supportive, especially during times of emotional transition and inner reflection. Opalite is actually one of my favorite stones. I think it's really beautiful. It's like a milky white color, but it also has almost like a rainbow when the light hits it in certain ways. So it's really got this pretty kind of coloring. It gently encourages clarity, not by forcing answers, but by supporting you to soften the mental noise of your inner awareness that can then move forward naturally. Also supports emotional flow, helping you to move through feelings with greater ease and less resistance. Like Cynthia said a minute ago, we can't really control our emotions. They kind of just flow through us. And so this stone really supports us not resisting the feelings and emotions as they come up and instead moving through them. It's a beautiful stone for moments when you are in between, not where you were, maybe not fully where you're going yet. You're in that in between period that can often feel a little bit antsy, right? Like, okay, let's go. Opalite really reminds you that there's peace in the process. Clarity doesn't always arrive all at once, it unfolds gently and often in its own time. So, opalite's a really great stone to emotionally support calmness, transitions, and inviting gentle clarity. All of these stones are really beautiful and have really great energy. Cynthia, tell us why they align with June.
Well, all stones have so many, many, many aspects. But when you look at these four stones, you're going to look at the aspects that relate to June. Pearl gives us emotional balance, inner calm, and intuitive awareness. Alexandrite, you might look to for times of transformation when you need stability, had trouble getting that one out, and aligned change. Moonstone, we'll go back, is fabulous for intuition, emotional flow, and that inner rhythm. And Opalite is connected with June in terms of a gentle clarity, emotional ease, and peaceful transition. If you're going to go through a transition, let's make it peaceful.
I agree. Wouldn't that always be nice if all transitions were peaceful and
Mhm.
easeful? So how can we work with these June crystals? And I also want to say that, these stones really support those that are born in the month of June, but it also supports the energy of this month and that we all move through in this month. So these aren't just stones for someone who's born in the month. They're also stones to work with for someone that's walking through this month, which is all of us, right? So how can we gently use these crystals? You can hold a crystal during quiet moments of reflection. Keep it nearby when journaling or processing emotions. Place it in your bed for support of emotional clarity and rest. You can use in meditation to connect with your intuition and more inner awareness. It could be something you just place in your pocket that you carry with you, that you put in a bag you carry with you, kind of take with you as you're moving through those times of transitions. Maybe moments where a little bit emotional resilience and ease might be supported. You can pair these crystals together. Pearl and moonstone work really well for emotional balance and intuitive flow. Alexandrite and opalite for transformation and gentle clarity. So, those are some ways you can use the stones, some ways you can pair them together. I know Cynthia has some essential oils that she can recommend to work with this June energy and these birthstones, both traditional and crystal, that we talked about today. So, what are they, Cynthia?
Well, let's look. First of all, you pick your intuition when you're using essential oils with the stones. So you know which direction, which stone are you working with, and what is your intention. Lavender is a great one to support you for calm, emotional balance, and relaxation. If you're looking to work on intuition and inner clarity, then clary sage is at the top of my list. Um, Beautiful, beautiful rose oil is going to be good for emotional connection and gentle opening. Of course, it's connected with the heart chakra with love. And chamomile, a lesser known oil, but one that is very powerful. Is It gives very very soothing support, and helps bring around inner peace. So, um, but as always, if your intuition urges you to go with a different oil, then by all means, give it a go.
I love it. As always, if you have any questions about these birthstones we talked about, traditional crystals, or any of the essential oils or the ways we recommended using these, please reach out. We're happy to hear from you and answer your questions. Our mission is to support you on this journey of working with nature's magic. So you can always find us on social media, shop EWBMS, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. June reminds us that transformation does not always look like action. Sometimes it looks like awareness, like listening, like allowing yourself to feel without needing to fix or change anything right away. As you move through this month, stay connected to your inner rhythm, to quiet guidance within you, to subtle ways you are already shifting and growing. You don't need to have everything figured out. You only need to stay present with what is unfolding. So, if you want to bring these birthstones into your world, you can always check out ewbms.com. We have a lot of these on the site in different varieties: worry stones, double points, tumble stones, spheres, crystal chips, crystal roller bottles, lots of fun things. Our reflection question for today is: what is your inner voice gently guiding you to notice or shift right now? Let this be a month of soft awareness, emotional trust, and becoming one gentle layer at a time. So sit with that for a minute, see what comes up for you. Be sure you hit subscribe so you don't miss us on our future episodes. We'll be back next week with another Crystal Talks. Until then, take care.